Going to have a puppet skit, and it's entitled Encounter with Puddytats. Encounter with Puddytats. And it's Gramps and Ellie presenting it. Now let's listen to Gramps and Ellie in Encounter with Puddytats.
Good morning, Gramps. What you say? I said good morning. Can you speak a little louder? Good morning. All right, you don't have to yell. Well, we're going to talk about prayer today. What did he do this time? What did who do this time? Who else? The mayor. The mayor? What mayor? What are you talking about? Well, the one you've been talking about. I didn't say mayor. I said prayer. Well, he certainly needs prayer. Well, I agreed. But I think we kind of got off on the wrong foot here. How about starting over? Let's sign with me. Where did we begin? Well, first of all, I'm going to turn up your hearing aid. Wait a second. Okay, I can hear now. Okay. So, what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about prayer. And I would like for you to help me tell a Bible story about a man who was known for his praying. Okay, now let's get started. I'm not going to live forever, you know. Okay. A long time ago lived a man named Daniel. Oh, I know that man. Professor, you're not old enough to know him. Oh, sure I am. Old Daniel Boone and I went coon hunting out of many a time. That's not the Daniel I'm talking about. Remember now that this is a Bible story. Okay, go ahead. All right. Well, one day, or during that day, Daniel was a high official in Babylon under King Darius. And one day, the other officials of the kingdom, who were very jealous of Daniel, tried to get him into trouble with the king. Was King Delirious? You're close, but not quite. That's King Darius. Well, they couldn't find anything wrong with Daniel, what Daniel did. So they devised another plan. Oh, they had another plan. That's right. They decided that if they were going to get Daniel in trouble, they were going to have to do something about the way he served his God. Did they find something? Oh, they sure did. And they went to the king and told the king their great idea. Those crazy guys had an idea. Yeah, he had an idea. And what was it? Well, let's see, what was their plan? They got the king to sign a law that would flatter his ego. The law stated that no one could pray to any other person or thing than the king for 30 whole days. And if anyone was caught, they would be thrown into the lion's den. Well, and old Daniel Boone and I saw a mountain lion. One of us would say, I thought I tore a Puddytat, and then we'd go a-hunting him. But what does this law have to do with Daniel? Well, the jealous officials knew Daniel faithfully prayed 3 times a day, and he didn't do it in secret either. It was right out in the open on his outside balcony. Why, those dirty sidewinders. Well, Daniel was in real trouble. But even though he knew about the law, he still prayed the next morning. Prayer to his God was far more important than the decree of a king. He had the right idea, didn't he? Yes, he sure did. So did those old officials see him? Well, they were waiting right there underneath his underneath his balcony. When they saw him praying, they ordered the soldiers to take him off to the king. Oh, he'll be all right. Him and the king are pals. Well, the problem was in the law of Babylon, once it was signed, it couldn't ever be changed. There was nothing the king could do to save Daniel. Oh, those darlings were pleased with themselves. Well, I'm sure they were. They had just succeeded in getting rid of their rival. Before the king had Daniel put into the lion's den, though, he encouraged Daniel, and he told him, "May the God you serve rescue you." Because the king had an idea that Daniel's God was very powerful. Well, he sure is, isn't he? Well, he sure is. Let's see what he does here. Then they dragged Daniel off to the den, and the soldiers dropped Daniel through the hole at the top of the den and covered it with a rock. Oh, that must have been awful. Well, I think I would be very, very scared. The king was up all night. He was so worried about Daniel. So, what about Daniel and his encounter with those Puddytats? Well, early the next morning, the king ran to the lion's den, removed the stone, and yelled down, "Daniel, was your God able to protect you?" There was nothing but silence. He called again, "Daniel, was your God able to protect you?" Then Daniel responded, "Phew, you really had my heart stopped in there." Daniel told the king that God had sent an angel to shut the lions' mouths and kept company with him throughout the night. "Well, shut my mouth. You mean that Daniel slept peacefully, sidled up against one of those big putties?" Well, I guess he did. And the king had Daniel lifted out of the den and then ordered all the evil officials to be thrown back in instead. Boy, I bet they didn't have angels to help them. No, I'm sure they didn't. Then the king appointed Daniel the top advisor in his kingdom, and then proclaimed Daniel's God to be the only true God. And I have a copy of that proclamation right here. Can I read it? Sure, go ahead. "Oh, I issue a decree that in every part of my kingdom people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed, and his dominion will never end. He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on the earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions." Wow, that was quite a proclamation. Well, I would say it sure pays to pray to the Lord, doesn't it? Matthew 6:33 says, "God will take care of all who put their trust in him and who put him first." And people, that's the truth.